Gemini or ChatGPT? Copilot or Gemini Code Assist? Will AI take our jobs or make it better? Well, let's keep that debate for another day, but what I do know today is AI tools are making lives easier for a lot of tech professionals, working professionals, and even students in different areas. Whether it is for coding, if you're using Copilot or Code Assist, it is making coding much easier. To unleash your creativity to next extent, ChatGPT and Gemini are helping out a lot, whether for new content generation, for summarizing a lot of concepts, or simply generating a new email response for you. So creativity is reaching to new extent with these large language models, and there are a lot of AI tools flourishing already in market, whether it is for image generation, video generation, or even for productivity. So today I want to show you one of my absolute favorite AI tool which will really help you enhance your productivity and also help you in your learning. So my absolute favorite tool these days is NotebookLM by Google. Well, whether you are a student, a working professional, whether working in tech or non-tech industry, if you are buried under a lot of your notes, documents to understand about any of the topic or perform any research, this one is going to be a game changer. You can call it your tutor, your research buddy, or simply your AI study buddy. NotebookLM can really help you enhance your productivity and enhance your learning to a next level. Well, hi everyone, I'm Swati. I work as a cloud consultant with Google. I make technical and travel related videos on this channel. If you're new, you will see a lot of cloud and AI related videos on my channel and also some of my corporate life experiences. And since travel is my passion, you will see a lot of my travel experiences videos on this channel. So if you like such kind of content, please subscribe and hit that like button. Alright, without any delay, let's move forward. So in today's video, I am going to show you some of the key features of this AI tool named NotebookLM and also give you a demo that how you can use it and make your learning better. So why would you use NotebookLM? As Google describes it, it says an AI first notebook grounded in your own documents designed to help you gain insights faster. So NotebookLM is like a research assistant which is grounded on the sources that you provide to NotebookLM based on your content. So normally whenever we have conversation in ChatGPT or Gemini, it gives you any information on any topic, but that is not based on your particular resources. For example, you are performing a research on a particular topic, you have already curated a lot of notes related to that topic. Now you want to ask some questions or understand concept related based on those resources only. So that is where NotebookLM really helps. You can provide all of those sources as input to NotebookLM. It could be in different format like in PDF document, Word document, or even audio files, and it can help you generate a detailed summary about whatever has been explained in those documents or the materials. It can also make your study, if you are studying for a certification or for exam, it can generate quizzes for you, making your study and learning even more better. And it can also generate some audio in the form of podcasts. So like you can learn about whatever has been explained on those sources on the go, listening about all of that information while you are moving around or just you are on the go. So in that way, NotebookLM is a great productivity tool. But wait, how is NotebookLM different from ChatGPT or Gemini? Don't they do the similar work? Like you can have conversation about any of the topic, you can provide your input source to ChatGPT or Gemini as well and have a detailed conversation regarding that with the same also. How is it different? Well, think of it like this. Suppose there's a world-class renowned professor who has great knowledge almost on every topic, tech, medicine, philosophy, everything. You can talk to that professor almost about any topic and he can provide you information on all of those topics, correct? Although that professor can give you very generalized information since the professor does not have much context or background about you or your information. That is what is similar to ChatGPT or Gemini. Usually, whenever we have conversation with ChatGPT or Gemini, these are large language models trained on huge amount of data, and they usually give you output or information based on the earlier data patterns. So unless every time you copy paste all of your context, for example, you were having a deep conversation regarding one particular project, unless you every time paste complete context to ChatGPT or Gemini in your every conversation, it will give you generalized information only, right? Now consider there's another professor or your own professor who knows all about your research topics, your notes, where how long you have been progressing. So that particular professor can give you more personalized guidance since he has the complete background of your learning, right? That is what Notebook LM is. Since this is also powered by large language models, and in fact Notebook LM is also powered by Gemini, but since we provide some guardrails, or we are actually providing the sources on the basis of which we want to have all of the conversation, the results or the output would be grounded on the basis of those sources only. So such kind of outputs would be less generalized and less hallucinated as well. If you know large language models, while they can provide you information about what any of the topics, since they have been trained on a huge amount of data, and that's why they are really good in creativity as well, like ChatGPT or Gemini. But because of that, they also tend to hallucinate more. But Notebook LM, since its results would be grounded on the sources that you provide, hallucination is very, very less. So it can give you more relevant results and deeper insights about your content or your information. So that is where you can, that is how you can understand where Gemini would be Gemini or ChatGPT would be a great fit, and in which cases Notebook LM would be a great fit. Well, now without any delay, let's see Notebook LM, how different features of Notebook LM works, and let's move to the demo. Notebook LM in action. As we open the Notebook LM Google page, here you can see it says think smarter, not harder. And it also says that Notebook LM, this is your personalized AI research assistant. So let's try out Notebook LM here. Okay, so it takes you to the Notebook LM homepage. You can see I have already created some of my notebooks here, and this is a great thing that whatever notebooks you are going to create on Notebook LM, it is going to stay there. Whatever sources you are adding and all the research that you have done related to any particular topic, it is going to stay there in the form of a notebook. So you can go back to any of your notebook anytime, and you do not have to provide all the context again and again, as we would need while we are having a conversation within ChatGPT or Gemini. So now here we are going to create a new notebook. So as soon as you click on create a new notebook, it immediately asks you to add sources, because like we discussed, Notebook LM conversation would be grounded on the basis of sources or the materials that you are providing. Now you can provide any type of sources in different formats. Supported formats are like PDF documents, text documents, Markdown, and even audio files. So you can simply upload such kind of sources from your computer, or you can directly, there's a direct integration with Google Drive. You can provide some website links, or simply you can paste a text. You can also add your Google Documents or Google Slides as your source types. Now you can use it for your course reading, for your research notes, or simply providing your meeting transcripts as source, and see Notebook LM in action, right? Here, once you land on your notebook, you can see there are mainly 3 different sub windows within the Notebook LM. One is for the sources that you're going to add, then in the middle there's this chat window, and then there's the Notebook LM Studio. So we're going to see each of this one by one. First of all, let's add some sources into the notebook. For example, if I am reading about linear regression, I'm going to add that as a source. I'm simply going to provide the website link over here, the source one. As soon as I added that as my source, you can see a summary about what is being explained in this particular source has been generated here in the chat window. Now here you can add multiple sources. So down below you can see there's a limit of 50 different sources. Like you can provide 50 different documents or website or YouTube videos as your sources, and 50 is a huge number within one notebook. And so here I'm going to add some other website links related to linear regression. Let's paste it here. Now I'm also going to add one of the YouTube video related to linear regression. Now you see there are 3 sources, and here on the chat window as well you can see a summary has been generated based on the 3 sources provided. Now suppose if you do not want all the sources to be included while you are having a conversation or using these NotebookLM features, you can deselect some of the sources. For now I'm going to use all the sources. Now you come to this part of the window, that is the chat window. It already generated a brief summary about what is being explained in these 3 different sources. Now whatever sources you have added, you can have a conversation related to that. Similarly, like we have in ChatGPT or Gemini, although like we had discussed earlier that NotebookLM, whatever conversation you are going to have will be completely based on the sources you have provided as an input. So now for example, I had provided these 3 different sources. I simply want to understand what is the basic thing being explained in these resources, right? So I'm simply going to use this what fundamental machine learning concepts are explained in this resource. So it is going to generate a response on the basis of these 3 inputs only. So let's wait. Okay, so it says based on the sources provided, several fundamental ML concepts are explained primarily in context of linear regression. So everything related to those sources, we can ask questions related to that. Another thing to note over here is, so I asked what fundamental machine learning concepts are explained. It gave me a complete information that what are the topics being explained in these sources. At the same time, if you notice, it also gave me references from which particular resource it has extracted this information. For example, while it is explaining about linear regression definition, if you click over here, it also takes me to from which source it has extracted or inferred this particular information. So you can easily track in which particular source or from where this particular information is coming from. So it is not just generating random outputs, but you also know the source, or you can easily backtrack where exactly in your source this particular topic was being explained. So that's a great thing. Now, so while you are studying about these topics, there might be certain things you want to take a note of. So you can take your own notes as well. For example, I simply add a note. There's something I want, like I like the definition, I'm simply going to add it over here, and in a similar manner I can keep on adding more to my notes tab, right? So that at the end of my learning session, when I want to go back to my notes, I don't have to switch tabs or go anywhere else, but within NotebookLM you can do complete your learning, note taking and everything within one tool only, right? So this is how you can use the add note feature. Let me come back to the audio overview. That one is my favorite, and I'll explain that one in the end. Okay, so coming to the mind map feature, so this has been recently added in NotebookLM. So I generated this mind map. Now it basically gives me a high level overview that what are the different things being discussed in these materials. Like primarily we are discussing about linear regression, of course. What are the different topics within the linear regression as well, like what are the different types or validation. So it kind of creates that mind map and also helps you to learn certain things faster. So in that way, depending upon the topic and the requirement, mind map can be a useful thing depending upon your topic as well. All right, let's come to the audio overview feature here, and this one is my favorite. I think I use this the most in NotebookLM. So audio overview basically generates an audio output related to the materials, again based on the materials you have provided. It basically generates an audio in a form of podcast. So like there would be two hosts explaining or discussing about the sources that you have provided, explaining you about those topics in a very simplified manner, so you can listen to your notes or those topics on the go. So this is a really cool feature, I feel so. All right, so the audio output has been generated. You can see based on all these three sources, it has generated a 19 minutes podcast. If you really like podcasts, I guess this is something you're going to like the most, because I really listen out to a lot of podcasts, and this format of audio version, that's why I really like. So let's hear out.
You know those moments when you're trying to or dive deep?
About new data it hasn't encountered before.
So the core assumption is this sort of consistent relation.
So basically, and listen to that podcast form of output on the go. So that's really great. And another very cool feature here in NotebookLM regarding to this audio overview is this interactive mode, which is in beta version right now, but you can try it out. So there are two hosts who are explaining to you about those topics, but there might be some questions that you want to ask while listening about those topics. So you can even join that conversation in between, and the host is going to listen to your query and provide you response related to that. So let's see that also in action.
You know those moments when you're trying to oh, hey, our listener wants to join in. What's up?
Hey, I'm completely new to linear regression. Can you explain to me what exactly are variables and parameters?
It's a great question to start with. Let's unpack this.
So when we talk about variables, think of them as the different pieces of information we're dealing with. They can change.
Isn't that so cool that this is like a tutor? You are having your personalized tutor who is explaining to you all those topics, and uh, also having like a podcast kind of way of telling you about those topics, and then you can also have a conversation with that tutor. So like I think this is going to change the landscape of learning a lot. I so wish while I was in the school or in college, if we had such kind of tool, this would have made learning so much easier. But even now, while as a tech professional or while as a working professional as well, you need to learn a lot of new things and upskill as well. So I think this particular feature of NotebookLM or AI tools is going to change the landscape of learning a lot. And you must also try out this feature. I'm sure this will make your learning enhance your learning and enhance your productivity as well. So this one is like my favorite feature of NotebookLM. Right now here we listen to the audio podcast, right, which was in English. Now NotebookLM is going to support more and more languages, basically, so you can generate those audio outputs in different languages. And how can you change the language? So here you go on the settings, you change the output language. So by default it is going to pick the language based on your Google account's default language. So here my default language is English, so of course it has picked that up. It supports a lot of other languages supported, but I can see French, Spanish and a lot of other languages here as output. Okay, oh my god, I see Hindi as well. So let's try this out. I had not tried the Hindi language output till now. I don't know if this is a pretty newly rolled out feature, so let's see. All right, so our Hindi podcast has been generated. Let's see.
नमस्कार। आज हम मशीन लर्निंग के एक बहुत ही कह सकते हैं फाउंडेशनल
ये बता
वाओ, दिस इज रियली कूल कि पूरा एक 8 मिनट का पॉडकास्ट जनरेट हुआ है इन योर प्रेफर्ड लैंग्वेज, इन हिंदी लैंग्वेज. सो यू कैन सिलेक्ट लैंग्वेज ऑफ योर चॉइस ओवर हियर एंड जनरेट an audio output, and this will make learning about any concept so easier. So amazing feature added in NotebookLM, which even I had not tried with the new languages till now. So this is great. Alright, so let's come now to the studio side of the NotebookLM window. This over here, you see a lot of other features. So once you have added all your sources, you had deep conversations about those sources and materials, you have understood the concept. So now at the end of your preparation, what do you need? You need some time for revision or just go through some key terms and all of that, right? So here I'm going to click on the study guide feature over here, and it is generating a study guide based on all of these sources. So here you can see, first of all, since we are now well prepared with our material and our topic, so it gives you one quiz that you can go through and check your learning. There's also an answer key at the end to check the correct answers. There are some long form questions as well. Then it gives you some key terms that you can go through at the end just to revise all of your learning. So then another feature over here is briefing document. Now NotebookLM is not only for the academics purposes, you can use it for your research, and even for example, if I have fed all of my meeting or project related information to NotebookLM, and while I want to explain the similar thing to my other stakeholders within the team, I won't like to present those hefty documents, right? So if I could present all of that information or brief that information in a short document, that would make the understanding easier for the other stakeholders as well, right? So it can also generate a briefing document about all of the materials that you are going through. Again, that you can concisely and more efficiently go through that huge number of resources in a short period of time, right? Then there are facts. For example, right now we were learning about linear regression. So what would be some of the frequently asked questions related to this topic? So it also gives you that. So you can easily prepare for a lot of your interviews as well. Any topic you can provide over here, and it is also it is going to give you some of the frequently asked questions related to that topic also. So again, a great feature. Last one, timeline. Now this the usage of this feature depends upon the type of topics you are studying about. Like it again briefs all of the information within your resources in a timeline format, like in a chronological timeline format. At the same time, I had created another notebook related to history, like history of Singapore. I had feeded a Wikipedia link over here, and here, well, I generated the timeline. You can see, so it has briefed all of that information in a chronological order, so that makes my learning and understanding more refined, that during this period of time these all things had happened, during the next era what were the things, or next decade what were the things that happened in Singapore. So in that way, timeline feature can help you in enhancing your learning. So these were all of the features related to NotebookLM. What do you think? Won't it make learning much easier? I mean, so students can use NotebookLM to great extent for their learning, whether you are preparing for exams or any working professional. If you are preparing for any certification, you can simply feed all of your learning materials in a notebook in NotebookLM, and instead of going through all those hefty documents and the learning materials, the NotebookLM can easily summarize all the information for you. It can generate study guide and even quizzes and even audio outputs. So does it mean NotebookLM is only for students or only for learning purposes? Well, use cases are a lot. It depends on you how you leverage it. Like these days, I use NotebookLM a lot for listening about the latest AI related blogs, since there is a huge innovation happening in AI field every day. So I listen about all those blogs on the go using NotebookLM. Then even for my project work in my day-to-day work life as well, I feed a lot of meeting transcripts or project related documentation as well in Notebook, and it really helps me in preparing for the upcoming meetings or just for better understanding of my engagement or project. So you can leverage NotebookLM for your learning or just to enhance your productivity to next level. Well, that's it about NotebookLM's all the features and how you can use it in your day-to-day life. Which feature did you like the most? Do let me know in the comments. And if you are also someone who is juggling between 30 tabs or a lot of documents, do try it for your next study session or for your project task and thank me later. Until then, I guess I'll end the video here. I also have other cloud and AI related videos on my channel. You can check out the playlist over here. And if you're interested in travel experiences, you can check out my travel related playlist as well here. And if you like this one, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and please comment below which feature do you like the most. And I'll see you next time. Until then, bye bye.